Segura, Bulgaria, at a bride market.
Колко пари ти?
Are you asking me how much money I am?
Bulgaria, a land overflowing with culture and phenomena you have never heard of before. Situated in the heart of the Balkans, Bulgaria is where the ancient traditions seamlessly fuse with the dynamics of modern life. The country's heritage is influenced by the Thracian, Greek, Roman, and Ottoman civilizations. Bulgaria's architectural treasures, like Thracian tombs, are the witness to the past that has left an untimely mark on the nation's identity. However, medieval monasteries are not the only ones that have stood the test of time. Certain traditions have persisted. This includes the bride market of the Kidi Roma, a cultural practice deeply rooted in Bulgaria's past. This phenomenon involves an annual gathering where the Kidi Roma families gather to negotiate marriages, often involving the sale of their daughters to the highest bidder. Join us as we dive deeper into Bulgaria's past and the essence it has left in its present. From the origination of such strange practices to how it is processed today, we will take you through it all. Who are Kidi Roma? The Kidi Roma is one of the subclasses of the larger Roma community settled in Bulgaria. They are famously known for their nomadic lifestyle and expert craftsmanship in copper smithing. The community has faced economic transformations like no other following the collapse of the communist regime. Thus, their long-standing traditions, like the bride market, are proof of their resilience and respect for their cultural heritage. The bride market originated from a blend of historical factors, including the nomadic lifestyle of the Kidi Roma, where arranged marriages were expected to ensure good social relations and economic stability within the community. It was a medium to form long-lasting alliances between the families and maintain the cultural norms, with the bride's purity and the family's honor held high in esteem. A bride market is an event of color, emotion, and negotiation in open spaces like a fair. While it has become a symbolic event in the Kidi Roma community, the tradition continues to raise concerns about ethical and human rights considerations and the place of this practice in today's modern world. Socioeconomic status. Kidi Roma, a subgroup woven into Bulgaria's cultural fabric, has endured economic transformations and challenges. Traditionally known for their copper smithing skill, the community's economic journey was majorly influenced by historical shifts, particularly the fall of the communist regime. In looking at the Kidi Roma's situation, they seem to be doing well compared to other Roma groups. However, this apparent success doesn't show the whole picture of their tough economic challenges. Despite appearing prosperous, the Kidi community deals with complex issues affecting their financial and social well-being. Kidi Roma's efforts to adapt to the economic changes are evident as they try to pick up new jobs and start multiple new business ventures. However, the discrimination and being left out of the bigger picture remains a hurdle for the Kidi Roma community and their efforts to succeed economically. Despite their efforts to adapt to new economic realities, biases and unfair treatment from society make it difficult for them to overcome the obstacles. The fall of the communist regime resulted in industrial changes that severely impacted the nomadic lifestyle of the Kidi. As they widened their economic landscape, they faced the challenge of maintaining their cultural identity while fighting societal biases that sustain discrimination and prejudice. Thus, their economic efforts were more than a way to bring in more money and fight against biases that stopped them from joining the larger community. The Bulgarian society fails to appreciate the contributions of the subclasses. However, the Kidi Roma have great strength in dealing with these challenges, trying to build a stable economic life while facing obstacles that push them to the edges of society. Nevertheless, despite being the peak target of social discrimination, the community refuses to let go of their treasured past and practices. Cultural identity. Despite a past filled with centuries of adaptation and migration, the distinctive Kidi Roma community maintains a sense of identity with unique elements, including language, dress, and most of all, customs. Language plays an essential role in defining the cultural rarity of the Kidi Roma. They communicate in a Romani dialect, a language with a deep history rooted in the Roma community. The linguistic difference is a medium of internal communication, and a powerful indicator of their cultural identity. It sets them apart from other Roma groups and the dominant Bulgarian culture. The traditions the Kidi Roma community practices are their most robust distinctive feature. From traditional rituals to social norms, these customs are ingrained in their way of life. The community lays great emphasis on preserving one's virginity before marriage. Practices like arranged marriages through the bride market, conducting pregnancy tests through a piece of garlic, and adherence to the specific roles and responsibilities within the community are all vital components of their culture. The strict abidance to these customs is not just a guideline for individual and communal behavior. Still, it is also a way to ensure the continuity of their heritage in the coming generations. The clothing of the Kidi Roma is a lively expression of their culture. Their traditional attire, usually bright and with detailed embroidery, reflects their aesthetic preference and represents their cultural heritage. In the Kidi Roma community, what people wear is not just a matter of fashion, but a form of expression of their identity. The clothing is a way to show their family's cultural commitment and how respected they are in the community. The yearly bride market is at the core of these cultural elements, a potent symbol of the Kidi Roma's identity. More than just a buying and selling event, this practice is a cultural institution deeply tied to their traditions. The bride market captures the essence of Kidi Roma's cultural identity, representing their historical journey, adjustments to economic changes, and enduring values. It's a meeting point of the past and present, showing shifts in the community while staying true to their way of life. While the bride market signifies the Kidi Roma's beliefs about marriage, family, and the role of women, it's not without disagreement. Critics say it treats women as commodities, infringing on their right to choose and promoting gender stereotypes. This conflict between tradition and contemporary ethical concerns highlights the challenges of preserving cultural identity in a changing society. In summary, the cultural identity of the Kidi Roma is a captivating mix, weaving together language, customs, clothing, and symbolic practices like the bride market. It mirrors a community embracing its heritage while dealing with the difficulties of upholding tradition in a fast-changing world. The bride market proves its cultural strength and is a center for discussing the interplay of tradition, identity, and present-day ethical considerations. Preparation of women. Preparing young women within the Kidi Roma community is a multifaceted journey intricately woven with cultural rituals, skill development, and societal expectations. This getting ready phase is crucial in the lead up to the bride market and plays an essential role in shaping the identity and role of these women within their community. Cultural practices are central to the preparation process, showing the bride's transformation from adolescence to adulthood. These rituals instill a deep sense of cultural identity and responsibility. Young women actively participate in ceremonies that enhance their role in preserving family traditions. These customs serve as a bridge between generations, ensuring cultural values and norms are transmitted. Simultaneously, skill development is an essential aspect of the preparation. Young women are taught various practical skills, from domestic chores to traditional crafts. This focus on skill acquisition is again in line with the community's historical context, where the expertise of Kidi Roma women in different crafts was highly respected. The learning of such skills not only contributes to the economic foundation of the community, but also strengthens the importance of tradition in their daily lives. If you are enjoying this journey into the heart of Kidi Roma tradition so far, don't miss out on our upcoming content by hitting the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with our latest insights. Let's move forward together and continue exploring the rich tapestry of Kidi Roma traditions. Another critical element of the whole preparation process is the societal expectations surrounding women's virginity. Within the Kidi Roma community, virginity is seen as a symbol of family honor. The preservation of a young woman's purity is closely tied to the honor and reputation of her family. This emphasis on virginity holds profound importance in the context of the bride market, where it becomes a decisive factor in how negotiations and alliances will be carried out. The bride market places a premium on the virginity of the young women involved. The prospective groom's family often recognizes the great importance of the bride's purity, since they see it as proof of the honor and integrity of her family. This expectation widens the broader societal emphasis on traditional values within the Kidi Roma community. The negotiations during the bride market involve discussing dowries and marital arrangements and scrutinizing the young women's cultural and moral standing. Virginity becomes a focal point in the bride market, shaping the dynamics of the negotiations and the outcomes of marital alliances. It is a visible expression of the community's commitment to saving its cultural heritage and traditions. Abiding by these values, particularly regarding virginity, becomes a defining aspect of the bride market, and, by extension, the broader identity of the Kidi Roma community. In conclusion, preparing young women within the Kidi Roma community is complex, including cultural rituals, skill development, and societal expectations. The requirement of virginity as a symbol of family honor does not just influence individual lives, but also shapes the dynamics of the bride market and reinforces the cultural fabric of the community. Bride Market Event. The annual bride market among the Kidi Roma community is a lively gathering filled with celebration and a vibrant atmosphere. The event unfolds in an open field, where families come together to negotiate marriages. Amidst the colorful surroundings, young women play a central role in this cultural affair. The festive ambience of the bride market is palpable. Happy music, laughter, and cheerful conversations make the atmosphere joyful. Families in traditional clothes join the long-standing tradition of finding suitable matches for their daughters, adding to the lively scene. A unique feature of the event is the public display of young women. Dressed in elaborate traditional clothing, these women become the focal point of the negotiations. The vibrant colors of their attire symbolize the richness of Kidi Roma culture, creating a visual spectacle that draws attention. Intricate rituals form an essential part of the bride market. Families take part in age-old ceremonies that signify the start of marriage talks. These rituals, passed down through generations, represent the importance of the event and highlight its cultural significance. The talks during the bride market involve a careful exchange between potential suitors and the families of the young women. Discussions revolve around various aspects, including dowries, familial backgrounds, and the responsibilities that come with the union. While economic considerations are part of the conversation, the focus remains on preserving cultural values and traditions. The bride market is not just a transactional event, but a communal affair where alliances are forged and relationships are strengthened. The negotiations involving the exchange of goods are deeply rooted in cultural norms, reflecting the community's commitment to maintaining its identity. The event serves as a platform for families to showcase their daughters' virtues. Beyond economic considerations, the discussions often touch upon young women's moral and cultural standing. The emphasis on character and adherence to traditional values becomes a central theme during these negotiations. As the negotiations unfold, the festive spirit continues. Dance and music accompany the discussions, bringing celebration to the proceedings. The communal nature of the bride market fosters an environment where the entire community is involved, contributing to the shared experience. The annual bride market event is a dynamic and culturally rich affair. Its festive atmosphere, public display of young women, and intricate negotiations contribute to the vibrancy of the Kidi Roma community. This tradition, while drawing on age-old customs, remains a living testament to the resilience of cultural practices in the face of changing times. Challenges and future. Some individuals in the Kidi Roma community oppose the tradition of the bride market, facing considerable challenges when expressing their disagreement. Those who question this practice strive for change and encounter difficulties. Talking about the bride market in the Kidi Roma community raises questions about what's right or wrong, like if everyone agrees and has a choice. People in the community have different opinions. Some think it's fair because it's tradition, while others don't agree, thinking about what is reasonable today. One big issue is whether the women get to decide. Some say it might not be fair because they might not have much say. Figuring out what's right in the Kidi community isn't easy. It depends on what people believe and what feels right for them. The resistance to the tradition has consequences. Those who dissent may experience differential treatment, familial pressures, or be perceived as contradicting cultural norms. Negotiating this situation requires carefully preserving cultural identity while advocating for individual rights. As the Kitty Roma community grapples with these challenges, they navigate a delicate balance between upholding their cultural heritage and accommodating evolving perspectives on individual rights. This struggle extends beyond a single tradition, including a broader examination of deeply ingrained beliefs. The community is reconciling its profound cultural identity with the demands of the contemporary world. The Kitty Roma community is undergoing a transformation where specific individuals resist established traditions, seeking to usher in new rights. The tribulations faced by those challenging the bride market underscore the intricate task of harmonizing tradition and change. The community has embarked on a journey, endeavoring to preserve the unique aspects of its culture while embracing the progressive currents of the modern era. As we top off our exploration into the fascinating world of the Kitty Roma and their annual bride market, we invite you to share your thoughts. What stirred your curiosity the most about this unique cultural phenomenon? Drop your comments below. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and keep exploring diverse cultures with us.